Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to a brand new episode of the second season of AI and You Smart Tech, Smarter You. I'm Batrisyia Afrina. Alhamdulillah listeners, thank you very much for tuning to us today. And throughout this season of AI and You, I will not be hosting alone. I have here with me my co-host, Dr. Shaikh Saifuddeen bin Sheikh Muhammad Saleh, who is the Director of Research at the Research Management Unit, Institute of Islamic Understanding Malaysia, IKIM. Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, Batrisyia?
I'm doing good, Alhamdulillah. How about you, Doctor?
I'm good as well, Alhamdulillah. And I'm also very happy that actually we are into our second episode for our new season, the second season.
Yes.
And the difference that we have for this season, as we know, is that we are doing this in collaboration with the Center of Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, or CAIRO, at Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, UTM. And for those of you who are tuning to listen to us on our social media channels, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, we are actually on location in one of the labs at CAIRO, which is the Field Robotics and Agricultural Lab.
Indeed. And with the team, which is the Smart Tech, Smarter You, inshallah, we hope that in this new season, we would like to bring you on an insightful journey on understanding what artificial intelligence truly means, it's beneficial to the society, and how can we gain benefit from all of this. So to start with our today's conversation, the topic is, I think, a topic that is very important and very relevant to be discussed for today, which is future-ready graduates in the AI era. And as we know that AI is not something that is near or distant in the future, we are currently living in it. And as AI continues to transform our education, our careers, and also our workplace, a lot of people, especially the students, parents, educators, and also future graduates, need to understand how to prepare for the opportunities and challenges ahead. So to guide us throughout this conversation, we are honored to have with us Professor Technologist Dr. Mohd Naz'ri Mahrin, who is the Dean Faculty of Artificial Intelligence at Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, UTM, and he will be sharing with us his insight on the current AI developments, future workplace, and also how students can equip themselves with the right skill to remain relevant in an AI-driven world. Welcome to our mobile studio, Professor. Assalamualaikum, Prof.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. How are you, Batrisyia?
I'm doing good, Alhamdulillah. How about you, Prof?
I'm not bad. Thank you very much for having me today.
Alhamdulillah.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure.
How about you, Doctor?
I'm good as well, Alhamdulillah. So, Prof, I think we'll go straight on to our first question. But before that, I think I would like to congratulate UTM especially for being the first university to actually have a dedicated faculty for artificial intelligence, which was established just over 2 years ago. And inshallah, soon you'll be welcoming your third intake for your undergraduate students. Now, Prof, from your perspective as Dean, and also from from your own experience, what are the biggest developments in AI today that every student and member of the public should know?
Thank you, Dr. Shaikh. It's a very interesting question. Everybody would like to hear about the latest development in artificial intelligence. And here we are at the university also work very hard to catch up with the latest development so that we can prepare the best menu to our students, okay, for their study here. If you look at the AI index report published by Stanford University, okay, they highlighted few breakthrough, okay, that are going to happen in 2026. Number one, if I can highlight, is the generative AI itself. Everybody know or fully aware about generative AI, but the real adoption of generative AI is happening now. Last year, they just introduced. And the last 2-3 years, since 2022, they just introduced the idea. And according to Stanford report, up until now, more than 53% of world population already embrace or adopt generative AI. You just imagine we have around 8 billion population around the world, and more than half of them already embrace and use generative AI in their daily life. Okay, and then on top of that, after we have generative AI, the technology move one step ahead. not only to generate image, generate text, generate voice, as we learn, as we know from generative AI. Now AI also can do the action on behalf of us. This is what we call as agentic AI, and this technology is going to be a breakthrough, according to Stanford, within this year, 2022. And for your information, I also ongoing training to upgrade, upgrade my knowledge about the agentic AI, so that we can offer that skills, that competency also to our students. There are many more. Okay, for example, in AI, we talk about robotic. Since we are here at the Cairo Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotic nowadays can learn very, very fast. This is also the latest development in AI. You know, in China, okay, they already have what they call as a center to teach the robot.
Okay.
Okay, you can purchase a generic robot, it's blank robot, then you can program it. How to program it? You go to that center or school, that school or center can train your robot according to what you wish. For example, your robot can help you to do cooking at home, so they can train your robot to do the cooking. Your robot, you want your robot to do some lifting something, for example, you can train your robot at the center of the training of robot. Okay, so who knows? Very soon we're going to have that kind of TVET, for example, school or institution that going to offer that kind of services. We can purchase an empty robot, a blank robot, so we can program it according to what we want and put it to help our household activities, for example. Other than that, why that going to be very, very fast? Robotic is one of the area in AI that move very, very fast, okay? Because the technique to train the robot now have changed a lot since the last few years back, okay? They use what technique they call as an imitation-based learning technique to train the robot. You know, if you watch video, you watch YouTube, for example, TikTok, you will see some people in India, in China, for example, they are making money to help to train the robot. How? They wear a wearable video that capture or record all their activities. For example, they are cooking. So record your cooking activities and sell to that training center I mentioned just now, so that the robot can learn on how to cook themselves. Okay, this is what I call it imitation-based. The robot can imitate whatever recorded in the video to train themselves, and later on, after 20 round playback of the videos, they can do themselves. The cooking, the pushing, the pulling, whatever behaviors you want. Okay, this is among the latest development that I would like to share. So we need to do something like move fast as well to catch up with this kind of technology.
MashaAllah, it's very impressive to think and also to know about it. And, you know, I feel like I'm very excited to live in it. I would say the AI era that we are currently living. And of course, as you mentioned...
It's never too late, Batrisyia. You can join us anytime.
Right. Well, there are a lot of potential we can achieve with artificial intelligence. And I realized that I think the advancement or with how fast people adapt to AI, artificial intelligence, is that it has helped a lot of people. That's where you can see the high of adaptation in the technology. And I think even for me, myself, I think at one point by using artificial intelligence, it also leaves some sort of like barrier. It can be in terms of like cost and also barriers like the language. So a lot of potential we can yield for this from this powerful technology. But of course, as AR, artificial intelligence, is becoming a widespread, it can be used in many single things. For example, in our education, and as simple as cooking at home. You don't have to worry. You can have robot to do it for you. And also interesting that you mentioned about the school for robot. MashaAllah.
And later on, we're going to have a workshop for robot as well. This is a business opportunity.
Wow.
Like a motorbike, if you have a problem with a motorbike, you need to go to the workshop to fix it.
Yes.
So same goes to robot.
Oh, can also be done like that.
Yeah, we the one who train the robot. If robot cannot cook as what we want, so we need to send them to the workshop to fix the problem.
So in other words, robots also need periodic services.
Yeah, you are right. Just imagine this is kind of business opportunity for our young generation.
It's very interesting to know.
Yeah. So
Inshallah.
you can see many robot school around Malaysia.
Wow, inshallah soon.
Yeah, soon if we embrace robot a lot. And luckily, and we have what we call a robotic roadmap, national robotic roadmap for Malaysia. We already have big plan on how to adopt robot in our life to support manufacturing, to support agriculture. We already have that in plan. Now is the time to execute it. If you really follow the plan, I believe sooner or later we're going to have the things that I just mentioned. It's not imagination anymore, but it's become reality. Because it's happening in China. They can do that.
I think it's interesting that Prof mentioned about creating new jobs for the
Yeah.
future. I think that's one of the worries that people have regarding jobs,
Yes.
the traditional jobs that we have.
And talking about the execution, right, I think it's normal for human. You have this human instinct to have that worriness of whether artificial intelligence or robot will take over their jobs. So,
Yeah.
how serious is the threat of AI to human jobs? And is the fear that AI will take over human jobs justified, Prof?
I don't see AI as a threat actually. It's going to be a threat if you do nothing. If you just wait and see, okay, if you don't take any necessary action. Okay, so I will consider that whatever happened around us about rapid development in AI everywhere, okay, it's just an early warning to us to do something. So it is something that manageable, provided we put our effort. Okay, of course, the risk of existential been mentioned, been discussed by many people or scientists about the challenge we're going to have if we don't really prepare ourselves to embrace AI properly. Okay, it is basically on us whether we prepare ourselves, we prepare our young generation to embrace AI properly, ethically, responsibly. Okay, if we prepare that, inshallah, I believe AI is not going to be a threat, but it's going to be, the term they use now is a companion.
Okay.
Not only assistant, but as a companion to everybody in assisting in doing their routine job. This is something like also the latest development in AI. You know, people look AI is not only just a normal tool, but they look it as a companion. Take for example, it's really reported in MIT Technology Review, okay, about the mental health patient. Okay, they have problem. They have to see counselor. They have to see a psychiatrist, for example. Okay, to get opinion, advice, and so on when they are having very stressful time, for example.
Yes.
Okay, nowadays most of the patient they prefer to go to ChatGPT, go to generative AI, for example, ask opinion, ask advice, and they can calm themselves. They can relieve. Okay, so based on that latest development, you know, many patients, mental health patients, they no longer want to see the psychiatry. But the issue is, can the government allow that to happen? Okay, what happens if, let's say, one day the generative AI recommends something that wrong to the patient? Okay, it's happened already, as we know, in Gemini, if I can name it. It's widely spread in the news. Okay, Gemini recommend the user to take their own life. It was in the news about last 2 years already, and the case still in the court. Okay, so now is the regulation issues. You know, if we really want to use that interesting technology, generative AI, really to cure the mental health patient, for example, to calm the mental health patient, we need to have a clear regulation. Because of that, that kind of solution cannot be used, cannot be deployed to the public yet. And what happened in that study, they keep training the model. Before this, they use a public data source, but now they improve the model, train them by using the valid data that normally the psychiatrist, the counselor jot down, the record, the note. They use that data to train that model so that in future, whatever recommendation is going to be safe. It's
But
not
Prof,
going
I think
to harm.
that only highlights the importance of human in the loop.
Human in the loop, yeah. In AI, we have 3 categories already been classified. this one, if you refer to the ASEAN governance guidelines, okay, AI guidelines, okay, it's clearly mentioned there are three categories of human in AI. Number one, human in the loop, meaning that human must involve
Yes.
in any decision that AI try to recommend. We cannot let the AI do it themselves and then blindly follow, take their recommendation and execute it. In that case, we call it normally for the highly sensitive case, a big decision that involves, they're going to harm people, for example, if we make the decision, medical doctor, for example. So human in the loop is important. The other one is human on the loop. Human only monitor when necessary. The AI can do their routine. Because this one is very common, it's not very harmful if anything incident happens, for example. Okay, so in that case, human on the loop, they just monitor regularly to make sure nothing goes wrong. The other one is human over the loop. We not need a human in the loop anymore. Human intervention is no longer necessary. Simple example, our biometrics recognition. To unlock your smartphone, we don't need human in the loop, isn't it?
Yes.
Every time we touch our thumb, they will detect, or even your face recognition, okay? Every time you come and show your face to the screen, they can detect it, isn't it? And without any fail. The failure rate maybe is very, very low, okay? In that case, the AI is, I will say, not perfect, but is at the par of human intelligence, okay? In fact, I would like to highlight as well, at the latest development from the AI impact in AI index report from Stanford University, okay? Many aspects of AI nowadays is already at the same level with the human intelligence.
Wow.
This is what we want to achieve when we have artificial general intelligence, where the artificial intelligence is at the same level of human intelligence. Okay, but far beyond that is there is something like prediction. They call it artificial super intelligence, that in which the artificial intelligence is above human intelligence. They even predict that going to happen in future.
Right.
Okay.
I think before we go to
Yes.
our break, perhaps one more question, Prof.
Sure.
Going back to jobs, in your opinion, what would be the most in-demand skills that employers are looking for, especially in this era where AI runs everything?
Yeah, I think that's also the concern of parents, young generation, students in the university, isn't it? About the challenge to get job when we have AI. We have to compete with the AI. And we have read news also, Google, they lay off thousands of their employees recently, isn't it? Same goes to Microsoft and so on. So that feel a bit something like worry to many of the students, okay? So other than technical skill that the student need to know, okay, they have to equip themselves with the soft skill. Because this soft skill is something that we believe AI cannot do. Okay, number one is about critical thinking, for example, or analytical thinking.
Yes.
Okay, that even though AI can analyze huge data, but the final conclusion, okay, is again we cannot rely on AI. We need to have people or human that equipped with the right knowledge. Okay, so analytical skill, analyze big data. Okay, critical thinking. Okay, resilience. Agile, AI is not agile. Okay, when they fix that agile to do one thing, face recognition, they only can do that one thing. This is what I call artificial narrow intelligence. Okay, so it's not very flexible, very agile like human brain can do. Okay, this kind of skill will help the students to sustain, to survive in their work place later on. Okay, so remember, it's not only on the technical skills, but soft skill is equally important, and I will say also more important than the technical skill, because you need to have your inner strength, you know, to survive in your workplace later on. Okay,
Yes.
your technical skill you can use it anywhere, but if you don't have your inner strength, you will be something like defeated by the AI. AI will easily take the job.
I see.
Okay, and according to the report, MIT Technology report, recently I read, it's just about last week, about the impact of AI in a job. Okay, um, the job on software engineering, okay, which is my discipline. I'm graduated as a software engineer, okay. I did my master and PhD in software engineering, okay. And then for the early career student, okay, student just graduate and join the company or organization, they have a difficulties because all the basic programmer can do, AI also can do. This is what also really happen nowadays. We call it generative coding. Okay, or agentic AI also can do generative. They can generate the code. Okay, nowadays we not need to do something like to use complicated, I would say, discipline, software engineering discipline. Okay, that we need to do analysis, design the software, for example, even to develop software. But nowadays with AI, we just prompt it. Okay, this is what we call from semantic to intent. You just write up your intent, what you intend to have in your software. Write it, and generative AI will write the code for you automatically. So this is the challenge for those who are involved in programming, software development activities. Students graduate from software engineering program, for example, or information technology that involves a little bit programming as well. Okay, they have to be very careful because most of the basic job, okay, at the entry level can be done by AI. So they need to do something else better than that. So this is something like upskilling. And another skill that the student must have now is continuous learning. Even I also push myself to keep updating, okay, keep learning about the new development in AI. I hope the student also can do the same because technology keep changing. If you don't keep updating our knowledge, okay, through lifelong learning, we will left behind. In order to success in this competition, we need to keep learning and never stop learning.
Keep improving yourself.
Yes, that's the only way. Because the moment new technology come, we learn. But if you don't learn, then slowly we left behind. That scenario will happen. Yeah, it's not only because I'm lecturer, but whoever going to use AI, plan to use AI, they must also catch up with the latest development in AI. You know, AI changed in the speed of light. You know, whatever we read today, we learn today, maybe next week is going to be expired already. No longer relevant. So the only way to face with this kind of situation is continuous learning or lifelong learning. That is another skill that the student must have.
Welcome back to AI and You, Smart Tech, Smarter You. So we're still with us in the conversation, future-ready graduates in the AI era. And being with us, joining in our mobile studio is Professor Technologist Dr. Mohd Naz'ri Mahrin, who is the Dean, Faculty of Artificial Intelligence, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, UTM. So before we went for break just now, we listened to Prof. Naz'ri sharing on the biggest developments in AI, its threat to the human jobs, and also the most in-demand skills employees are looking for in the future graduates for the in the AI era. And as we move forward into the conversation, of course, we would like to know whether our universities and higher education institutions, are they ready to produce graduates who remain relevant in this new landscape? Prof?
Yeah, I think this one, as we heard from the Ministry of Higher Education, okay, the AI initiative is not only nowadays at UTM. Yes, UTM is the first who been mandated to initiate this program. And then, for your information, Ministry of Higher Education already launched also a Faculty of AI at UTM, Malacca, UNIMAP, Perlis. Okay, and we have also a private university like MMU that also already established their own faculty of AI, and that's in terms of faculty. But in terms of academic program, bachelor degree, for example, master and PhD, it's also happening nowadays. I'm happen to be as a dean. I also was invited as a board of studies in several new AI program development. Okay, so to my knowledge, we have more than 10 bachelor in AI going to be offered by the public university in Malaysia. Okay, and then I think we should thankful to the Ministry of Higher Education by providing us a very clear direction to go with regards to AI development. Okay, starting from the beginning until the recent Malaysia Higher Education Blueprint. Okay, they call it RPTM. Okay, Rancangan Pendidikan Tinggi Malaysia. Okay, 2030 have set a very strong basis for the future of higher education, especially when it comes to the emerging technology like artificial intelligence. Okay, so we have a program standard already established by Malaysia Qualification Agency, which is an agency under Ministry of Higher Education. This is very, very crucial, for any university who want to develop AI degree program at whatever level. Okay, bachelor degree or master, diploma, bachelor, master, and PhD. We need to have a reference standard. Okay, and that reference standard already established, prepared by the Malaysia Qualification Agency and ready to be used. So what we can see in that standard is basically a body of knowledge. What are the core elements of AI that any program should cover? Okay, whenever they want to develop or and later on offer the AI program. This one we are ready. Okay, so when we have that standard, I will expect the development of degree program, master program, PhD program, AI will be much faster after this. Okay, in the first place, where we pioneered it, we don't have any reference. Just imagine, out of the dark. Okay, we try to understand what we should put that as ingredients for the program. Okay? What we're going to offer to our student, AI student. In the first place, we are very, very struggle. At that time, we don't have that standard. Worldwide, we don't have any well-established body of knowledge. Okay, but Alhamdulillah, okay, at the end of 2024, okay, there is international body, IEEE, ACM, association, they established that body of knowledge, and that used as a reference to develop a standard. So, back to the point of the standard just now, okay, this standard is very important for any higher learning institution to develop AI programs. So, we are ready. In that standard, we can create what we call Bachelor in Artificial Intelligence, or we also emphasize on the application of the AI. So, the higher learning institution, they can offer Bachelor in Applied AI. Okay, TVET, for example, they are very hands-on, isn't it? So they can go for that Bachelor in Applied AI. Other than that, with that standard, we also can have double master programs. So now AI is not rigid to computer science. AI is everywhere. So that standard allows us to have a double master degree program. For example, Bachelor in Commerce, Bachelor of Commerce, and Artificial Intelligence. So we have the ingredients ready to be embedded, to be included in the business of commerce, for example. So you see, this is how the AI going to expand, okay, and grow. You can grow to any discipline. In fact, I would like to share here is very, very interesting point that the Prime Minister made during the first time he announced about this initiative, the Faculty of AI, back in October 13, 2023. When the Prime Minister presented the budget in the Parliament for 2034, he explicitly mentioned that the Faculty of AI should be cross-discipline. And the Minister of Higher Education also, okay, take that as something like as a reference, okay, so that I mentioned just now, UTEM, for example, they make it cross-discipline, AI and cybersecurity. That faculty focus on AI and cybersecurity. UNIMAP, they focus on AI and engineering. They marry this discipline, cross-discipline. And you will expect more and more things like that. Bachelor in, who knows, maybe Bachelor of Law and Artificial Intelligence, Bachelor of Engineering and Artificial Intelligence, Bachelor, who knows, in future we can have Bachelor of medicine, for example, and artificial intelligence. We can have double major. We also can have specialization program for Bachelor of AI and 30% in cross-discipline. Okay, other than double major, we cannot cover double major, maybe only 30% in different disciplines.
That's a major minor program.
Major minor program. So it's very flexible to show that our higher learning institution, Ministry of Higher Education, I will say is fully ready to embrace AI, to make sure AI is everywhere and no one left behind. Everybody, let's say you register as an engineering student, you register as an agriculture student, you have a chance to access to AI knowledge as well. And last year, the Minister of Higher Education already something like come out with the circular. It is a must for any program, even though they are not AI program, not from IT program or computer science program. They come from different discipline. Must have at least one AI program to offer to their student. This is kind of exposure, you know, how ready we are to embrace AI. And we are work very hard for that. Okay, so in terms of education, I think we do our best. Okay, and in terms of infrastructure, I have to be honest. Okay, so of course there will be some challenges as well. Okay, to get some latest infrastructure, you know, big machine and so on for us to train the AI and inference or what you call deploy the AI model later on need a very big investment in terms of infrastructure. Okay, we do a lot of initiative. In fact, at the Ministry of Education, they already process a lot of procurement. Okay, for the high performance machine for the several public universities in Malaysia. That's ongoing initiative. Okay, and to obtain that machine ready in the school, in the faculty, it's not that easy. Our own experience is almost 1 year from the procurement until we get the machine ready. Okay, it's a long process to go because you know that technology, the machine, the big machine, because AI need a big machine, computing powers. Okay, so it's not easy to get that because industry also fight for that resources. So normally, yes, the manufacturer have to offer to the industry first, and the education normally is the last one who get the facilities. So we have to bear with that kind of challenges. And I hope the student also understand that. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, at UTM we have a good machine ready, and our students now enjoying the machine. And many other universities also come to us. We share the specification and so on, so that they can have the same ecosystem, so that we can offer the best to our students. Okay, they get the best machine. They get the best lecturer, inshallah, who are already well trained with the artificial intelligence, and we want them to be the best later.
Right. I think there are a lot of opportunities there for AI graduates. We've discussed this earlier on, but I think you also mentioned about workshops for robots as one of the future opportunities in terms of the job sector. So other than that, from your point of view, what are other new career opportunities that may be available for graduates in AI?
Yeah, okay. As long as the AI graduate can make themselves available to everywhere, anybody, or any discipline, that's the entry point.
Okay.
Okay. My point here is actually make sure the graduate in AI, they always open their mind. Don't rigid to the discipline, to the knowledge that they already gained during in the classroom. Okay, they have to open because AI is everywhere. AI in the banking sector, AI in the education sector, AI in the agriculture, AI in military,
AI in religious.
AI in religious. Yeah. So all this required talent in AI. Okay. So if the student open their mind and make themselves connect to the specific domain, they can survive. This is a big opportunity for them. Other than that, in terms of job opportunities, I would like to add on, okay? Because when AI comes, the spillover is huge. It's not only in the domain of AI. Nowadays, energy sector also very, very in demand. In Malaysia, we host many data centers, okay? And we need to establish new data center. At the same time, we also need to establish a new power supply. So the demand for the energy discipline, energy domain also very, very high.
Yes.
Especially nowadays we talk about renewable energy. How to make sure we can power the data center with the renewable energy. It's not the energy that coal-based, for example, that can damage our environment, for example, pollute our environment and so on. So that's kind of discipline also. We need to move fast on how to supply this energy, okay, so that the discipline in the renewable energy also very, very in demand nowadays. Other than that, in chip design, AI researchers, we are looking for a new or future AI chip. The current chip that we have now actually is not by design to cater the AI demand, you know. Actually, that chip, the future AI chip now, US and China, this is what we call a chip war happening now. Everybody, semiconductor, they try to design a new chip. So we, the electronic student, electrical student who can design chip, also in demand. So when the AI come, they create the ripple effect, you know, to other discipline and create new job. This is happening now.
Inshallah. And briefly, Prof, before we go to the final part of this conversation, if you look back the topic for today's conversation, future-ready graduates in the AI era. So we would like to know, especially for our listeners perhaps who are future graduates about to enter a workforce, I mean, listening to your sharing, Prof, it can be quite, I think for them, it can be quite scary to know that how advanced artificial intelligence has become. And of course, there's worriness of whether it will take over our job. So how can these students differentiate themselves in an increasingly competitive AI-driven job market?
Yeah. I like about the word scary just now. I hope I'm not scary anybody, especially our future generation, the young student, graduate, isn't it? According to MIT report, recent report, okay, this one is based in the US. I know US is developed, we know that developed country. They're number one in AI, okay? So according to that report, AI is not yet really badly affect to the job market. Yeah, that's a real fact. Even though we heard a lot about AI, latest development and so on, but according to that report, it was published last month, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so according to that study, they don't really create a negative impact to the job market. But yeah, that's okay. But we need to prepare ourselves. Whatever I mentioned before, the challenge and so on, we're going to fight the job with the robot or whatever, compete with the robot and so on. Maybe the time will come soon. So now is the time for us to prepare ourselves. Consider that as an early warning. Okay? And other things that the current graduate, I think not only in AI, okay, to make themselves unique and relevant, okay. Some of them already mentioned, okay. The soft skill that they must embrace, okay. Yes, they can study non-stop, for example. They can score 4 flight, okay. But again, if your values, okay, nowadays UTM and also Minister of Higher Education keep mentioning the values of adab. If you miss that values, even though you have 4 flat grade, okay, you cannot go anywhere. The humanity values, you know, your strength to resilient. If you stress, you drop, you down, you have a mechanism to bounce back to the original shape, for example. You need to have that skill. Students need to have that skill. That will make them different. Okay? So now the difference is not between the student and the AI. Okay? But now is the student without AI and the student with AI. The competition is like that, actually. It's depend nowadays who can embrace AI. Okay? Responsibly, ethically. And I would like to quote from Fred Hoffman. There is a books on that. They call it Super Agency. Okay, the big title is Super Agency. Okay, and it was discussed also by McKinsey. Okay, Super Agency in the workplace. This one also very important. That will make the student different from another student, for example. Okay, what Fred Hoffman proposed is on how to leverage on AI to improve the capacity enhance the capacity of the human or the people or the employee. Okay? And there are many things discussed in the report, but the final conclusion I would like to mention here is Fred Hoffman is the founder of LinkedIn. Okay? He proposed the young generation or even the workers nowadays, they need to prepare themselves. They need to start doing what they call as a synergy between human and machine. Okay. Normally we heard about synergy between organization,
Yes.
whatever, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
But he emphasized on the synergy between human and machine. And then if we can synergize these two, that will lift your capability. But if you don't properly synergy yourself with the machine, with a robot around you, for example, and so on, okay, you cannot take advantage from the AI itself. You cannot take benefit.
Yeah.
They cannot improve your capacity or your capability, for example. So the keyword is synergy between human and machine. Then you can achieve super agency. Super agency is like a superpower. You can control.
Inshallah.
You can manage. Okay, everything is under your control. It's an AI or robot going to control
It's
you.
like under your fingertips. Mashallah.
Come again?
It's like everything we can control the AI instead of it overcoming us and take
you're
control
right.
over us.
Yeah, and nowadays it's not only information at your fingertips, okay? But people start talking about intelligence actually at your fingertip. Startup, for example, they struggle a lot to get the best brain, the best people to help them to run the company for some of the startup, okay? But actually, using generative AI, they can get generative AI that equal to the PhD level of scientists.
Mashallah.
You can get PhD level scientists to help to do your job, just to the prompt. Whatever response from the generative AI, that equivalent to the PhD in science level. It's been reported.
Mashallah.
So you don't need to hire a physical PhD holder, but you yourself can access to that capability. This is about synergy. Okay, and yeah, I hope I'm not scary the people. Okay, so this is about the opportunity for PhD student. Oh, I'm PhD student. I don't get any job. Difficult for me to get job, for example.
It's about the synergy. The focus is on the synergy.
But again, now is the time for the PhD holder, whatever degree you hold, okay, to think different. Think it's not like old time anymore. Okay, everything changed. So you have to set a new something like benchmark for yourself. Okay, basic thing programming can be done by vibe coding. I mentioned generative coding, for example. Then you start to think about something more advanced than that. Focus on that. That the AI cannot do yet. This is what we're supposed to think. This should be the way forward for us. Okay, we know that the basic thing AI can do. So, of course, they can reduce what we call the tediousness of job, okay? We don't need to do that tedious job anymore. AI will do that repetitive job and recursive job and so on. But now we can focus on the new things that can lift our something like productivity, increase our productivity and so on.
And the point here is making us unique compared to other people.
Yeah.
And as we are reaching the end of this conversation, Prof, what is your final message to students and also to the parents listening to our program today?
Don't worry about AI. Just slowly adopt it. Give a chance, okay, to kids, to our for parents, to their boys, girls, and so on. Encourage them to learn AI. And parents, if they can, they also can use AI. I think nowadays AI, generative AI is for free, especially. The free version also very, I would say, promising I cannot say powerful, but maybe that's a word to say it's very helpful, useful, okay? So regardless the age, okay? So everybody can benefit from it. So don't afraid with the AI. If we prepare ourselves, nothing to worry. So keep learning. Life learning is important, and synergy. Okay, I used the word companion just now. That carry a positive and negative effect actually. Okay, for the companion. So a lot of study on that. Okay, but again, the word companion I will interpret it as make it something like use that closely to your life. I mean, use it wisely. Okay, don't blindly follow whatever the AI recommend, but before you make any decision based on what the AI recommend to you, okay, so you have to filter it first.
Yes.
You need to analyze it first. Okay, that is, I would say, the safer way to use AI.
Don't take it blindly.
Follow. Yeah.
Mashallah.
Okay. That's all that I can share. Thank you very much.
Yes,
I
bro.
think Prof has given us a lot of advice,
A lot.
especially for the future generation, the graduates, in how to prepare for a very challenging world ahead. I think one of the things, perhaps to wrap up, I would say that one take-home point that I actually get from Prof today is the need for graduates to have soft skills.
Yeah.
When we talk about AI, we have the hardware, we have the software, but when it comes to soft skills, we are actually talking about the hardware, H-E-A-R-T.
You're right.
The hardware,
Lovely.
the
Yeah.
values that you mentioned. So I think that's a very important takeaway point that I hope that our listeners as well can also, inculcate and also pass on to their
Lovely.
children.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
I agree with that.
And with that being said, I would like to thank Professor Technologist Dr. Mohd Naz'ri Mahrin, Dean Faculty of Artificial Intelligence, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia to UTM, for his insights on today's conversation, future-ready graduates in the AI era. So I think also for me to conclude for our today's conversation, especially for the future graduates, don't wait until you're about to enter workforce and only you want to embrace the AI, you want to learn about the AI.
Yeah.
As mentioned by Professor just now, we already have our early warning, right? So take it as a lesson and improve yourself with there are a lot of tools out there you can use to upskill yourself, improving yourself and make you unique compared to other people. So once again, I would like to thank you, Professor, for your sharing on today's conversation, Future Ready Graduates in the AI Era. AI and You Season 2, Smart Tech, Smarter You is brought to you by the Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, Cairo, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, UTM. Thank you also, listeners, for tuning to us today. Inshallah, we'll be back next week for another exciting discussion on the role of artificial intelligence in our lives and also our society. I'm Batrisyia Afrina.
And I'm Sheikh Muhammad Saifuddeen.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.